Buttervision. Yeah, man.
What the hell are you doing?
Where are we?
What are you talking about? JD! What is he thinks in the Twilight Zone? Whatever, Bama and the Butterverse. Back at you again.
Yeah, y'all. What up, B?
We're back.
Bam in the Butterverse on our trying out a new set here.
I was gonna say you're a little.
Yeah, I got
freaked
nervous.
out,
I got nervous at first, and then I was like, oh, I've been here a bunch of times. We're at our homegirl Margaret Boogie's place.
Thank you, Maggie.
The compound undergoing some construction, so we'll be here for the next couple of weeks. Peep game. And you know the open that we did, and of course we always do a few in a row. And I gotta say, I told you I joined the gymnasium, right?
What?
No, I told you that a few weeks ago. I joined
no,
the
you didn't.
Okay, I joined the gymnasium, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God! Because of this, because of the challenge,
Well,
you're watching these guys like every week, like kick
I mean,
ass
I just thought I would, try and get in better shape. Like I haven't really done any cardio yet, though, which I could tell because I'm out of breath from doing that. I don't know. It's like right.
Yeah, after like the first one.
Yeah, I
Like,
was,
woo, we gotta do this again.
And I also noticed, like, along with your beer with a straw, like, I noticed that you actually, you did your hands. This,
But we're really gonna talk about that? He's gonna bring up, like,
Oh, it was
so
that?
now everybody's gonna go back and look at all the future ones and be like, ugh, bitches nails.
Yeah, she,
And I did, and they,
her
like-
nails are on fleek.
They, like, somehow, like, ended up matching, and I didn't try for that at all, so.
Now, I kind of figured out when watching tonight's episode, we're only a few episodes left, yo.
Oh, gosh, I know.
It's crazy.
I know, it's coming to
Like,
an
it's
end.
coming, and I think we're going to see something crazy is going to happen. I think, it could happen.
I mean, we've already had a lot of crazy shit.
Well, all right. Well, let's get it started then. This week's
right,
episode called "A Puzzling Swim."
That's what the challenge was called.
That's what the episode was called. Also,
No, it wasn't. I always gotta correct
maybe
this
my
one.
cable system gives like some alternate.
It was called D-Day.
That's
Right.
not what my cable system said. Now you have satellite dish, right? I have
DirecTV, yeah.
Okay, I have Spectrum.
Oh.
We gotta see now. We got
You have
something.
to
We got,
buy
we gotta
something.
see what's up because that's
It was
in
called
any
D-Day.
case, okay, D-Day. D. Now, of course, throughout this episode, I can tell you this right now. Because I'm going to talk about people who can't swim. I'm going to talk mad
We've
shit.
been talking about that.
I'm going to talk more shit, and I'm also talking about people who can't do puzzles. Now, if you recall, I cannot swim and I can't do puzzles. So I know what it looks like. I'm an expert in not knowing how to do puzzles and not being a swimmer.
Okay, I mean, I'm pretty okay at both. I'm really good at swimming, and I'm pretty okay at puzzles. I actually do them, like, going to bed and stuff, so.
Man, all right. Initial observations from this episode.
I actually have one this time. And I
Oh, wow,
wrote it down
okay.
while I was watching the show. But it was at the beginning, and that's what makes it so crazy, is that I didn't realize the Brits were pretty much almost gone after last week. We were down to Joss and Rogan. We
Dude,
had
it's
two.
done.
And
They're decimated.
And it just made me go, like, I don't know, like, for some reason I wrote down, like, they should have gone for Kayleigh last week. Again, they should not obviously have gone for Jenny. They should have gone for Kayleigh or Dee, and then at least they'd have Jenny, Joss, and Rogan. I don't know, like, I was just like, damn, it is going to be an American that wins, at least.
Oh, they're already, like, that
Even
is,
after this
it's funny you
episode.
say that, because that's kind of one of my, like, kind of ties into one of my initial observations, which is, I think we can pretty much say the Americans have won at this point already.
Well, sure.
It's like,
is Rogan really going to come through and,
Right.
like, beat them all? I doubt it.
I mean, it's crazy. But, you know, my other initial observation is, again, I want to go back to, like, some of my prognostications from earlier in the season, y'all. That's right. Check that out. I'm pointing at you, America. Because I said 2 weeks ago, and you can check the tape. You can check the videotape on this. I said, anyone, and these were my exact words, anyone who brings Kayleigh along to be a part of their alliance is going to pay for it. Because she sucks ass. She sucks.
She does, and that's why last week my first thing was like, you're trying to throw your girlfriend in when you've got Kayleigh that you could throw in without being a dick and throwing your girlfriend in.
But it directly, Joss paid the price for it this week. Boom, direct paid the price for it. It was awesome. I loved seeing it because Joss played a pussy game the whole season. And then he got played by Paulie. Like, I mean, dude, like, by being, like, one of Paulie's, like, in Paulie's alliance.
but...
Because, dude, it's like, so that's why he had to swim with, like, a Kayleigh instead of, like, a Jenny or a Georgia or, like...
Which he says, it's one of my favorite quotes. It'll go into the quote section.
Joss, you got what was coming to you, bruh.
I mean, yeah. We'll talk about it more later. Because, I mean, it's major karma.
All right. Now, one other thing, I don't know if you noticed this. I'm sure you had to have noticed Son of a Preacher Man.
Totally. And I was like, when the challenge or whatever happened, it was Son of a Preacher Man that they played, which I love that song. But they did, you know, they're using different artists.
It was a cover,
like, did they do that for every song?
Oh my God. I was totally gonna, like, yes, now it's like we gotta go back and look.
We've been doing this show too long. Now we're starting to think exactly alike about.
I was totally wondering, like, like now, because you saw.
I thought that like
when the mamas and the papas, did you actually see the?
I didn't that time, and that's why I was like, damn it. Was it? Like,
okay.
Have they been using different artists the whole time doing this?
Wow,
songs?
We gotta go back.
Or we can just ask Justin.
Yes, we gotta. Because I'm too tired to do a deep dive.
But really quick,
yes.
Before we get to the challenge, we said we wanted to talk about when they were making D. Kind of like justifying why they were like trying to throw D in and like, well, do you really think you throw a challenge? Blah, blah, blah. CG's sitting there like, all I want to hear is you say, what do you say? That you can prove everybody wrong. I want to be here. I want the money,
like
blah, blah,
reverse
blah.
psychology.
I was like, fuck that shit, girl. You ain't got to prove shit to nobody. You ain't got to explain shit to nobody. Like, do your shit. Like, and then she turns around, of course, and is like, did you not see me last season with Wes? Like, nobody helped me do that. I did all this.
And she got farther in last season than all of us. She didn't have to, but I love the fact that she could totally look back and go, and dog, I went farther than all you guys last season.
Of course, because who the fuck is Rogan? Yeah. He went out in the first challenge last season.
And
didn't even finish the challenge.
Here's the other thing. Who is anyone, we've now watched almost an entire season, who is anyone on the UK team to be calling out anyone about swimming?
Oh, God,
they're
so
all
true.
like...
Joss is like, you need to get better at swimming.
Dude,
like,
they all have sucked every time they had to swim.
Kayleigh's trying to make her feel better. It's like, fuck y'all. Y'all screwed her over.
Like horrible.
She's pissed. Whatever.
So now so we get to the daily challenge, which was exciting because what is the big bombshell that TJ drops?
Oh yeah, so the challenge, which now we can get to puzzling swim.
Yes, puzzling swim.
Which, real quick, because you know I like to
break it down. Break that shit down, son.
2 big platforms in the middle of the water, so of course water, you got half the crew already freaking out and scared because it's water and shit. And then basically there's a padlock scroll with a riddle and the box of letters because they're going to have to swim and then solve a puzzle. So each team starts on a platform. They're broken up in pairs, and so then they have to jump. They have to swim 150 meters to the key, grab the key, swim it back. Then the next pair can go, but not until that first pair, both of them have made it back to the platform, to the raft. So basically, it's like you got to get out there, get the 4 keys. Once you all get back, all your team gets back, then you can start solving the puzzle. And whoever solves the puzzle wins. Then TJ drops the bomb.
Yeah.
However, the slowest 2 swimmers, doesn't matter which team, you can be on the winning team, but the slowest 2 swimmers going bye-bye right after the challenge.
We talked about this last week, and because we were also talking, I was like advocating for kind of more performance-based elimination type stuff. So yeah, it was
and
cool.
we got that. Yeah, we totally got that. They did have to sit Ninja out. Remember, like
Right.
they had too many people, so the U.S. sat Ninja out because they don't think she's a good swimmer, and
Which she's not.
she's not. And the guys were like, "You're putting other people on the chopping block because you can't swim and you don't even care." You think, but I mean, they would all feel the same way. If everybody didn't, if another person, let's say Ashley, was like, "You're not swimming, we're not letting you swim," of course she'd be happy to know that she wasn't that she was safe,
right?
That she wasn't going home from the bottom too.
And here's the other thing about that is like it's still a team challenge, so they have to. It's good to sit out. Yeah, it's good to sit out the worst swimmer anyway. It just so happens that this week is a purge week, and that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles.
And CT got lucky because he got to swim alone. So he didn't have to swim. He didn't have to worry about somebody else like slowing him down.
I love how he finally drew the line in the sand though about like to Rogan. He's like, "No, dude, you're taking your girl. I'm not swimming with dude. We're not deciding it's we're not Rochambeauing the shit. You're swimming with your homegirl. I'm swimming the solo.
Totally. I was like, first of all, y'all are all arguing who's going to swim with D. It's got to be Rogan. Sorry, but that's your girlfriend.
Right.
But then for him to sit there right before they're going to swim, he's like, "Oh, you don't even care that you just put us on the chopping block and that we're going to go home after this." He sucks. I can't stand him anymore now. Not that I liked him that much anyway, but seriously, he's trying to make her feel like shit when they're about to like do a challenge.
Yeah.
Thank God she proved all of them fucking wrong.
Yeah, well, before we get into that, let's do what we do. We got to take a break and check in with our sponsors. We'll be right back. Bama in the Butterverse. We're talking about the daily challenge, and the other thing is like, so when when TJ tells him, it's gonna be like the two slowest go home, it's like Joss finally has the light bulb moment that like I've been playing Paulie's game.
I don't agree with that. Not at the beginning, because first of all, he wanted to go with Kayleigh. He was like, "Yeah, I'll go with you. You'll be fine." Kayleigh even told him after the challenge started and they're all swimming and the U.S. gets out there swimming, Kayleigh's gonna say before they had even gone, she said, "Oh, we're gonna win. We're gonna win. I think you and I are gonna be the two like fastest or whatever." So I don't think.
I think all the guys on the UK team were nervous as soon as TJ said that.
But they don't want to, because it's like whoever was on their team. It's like
they suck at swimming all season long, dude.
I mean, that's true. I don't think he thought he was going to go home. I don't think he thought that they were going to be.
It's rough, man.
So basically the way it played out. So the first crew goes in, like, it's all like whatever. It's normal. Everybody swims, gets their keys, comes back. Then you have that second group that has to go and they come back, right? So basically the way it went down is Cam and Leroy were the very first to get to go second, right?
Right.
So that's what made this whole part funny. So Cam and Leroy got to go. Then it was D and Rogan. Then Joss and Kayleigh. And then Josh and Nani. So that was kind of like the order that it went in with the second round, right? So then obviously freaking Leroy and Cam ended up being like the last ones to come back after all of them. They were the very first ones to get off the platform.
Dude.
D passed them. D, I loved it. D
she showed out
surpassed Lee and Cam, which is not really saying that much to pass Lee and Cam. It was just the fact that they did get a head start and D still turned around.
No, it was atrocious, dude. It's like I keep going back to Leroy is not here to win. He's here to not lose. It's like that was embarrassing, dude. And here's the thing. You're right. It's like I can't. The black guy is not the guy, like, that you expect to be, like, the dominant swimmer. Although, if you going back, Alton was one of the, like, best swimmers ever in the game. I don't know if you go back that far.
I'm starting from the very beginning, when it was road rolls.
Right. So, But yeah, I've talked about like us coloreds and swimming and the whole nine. It's not necessarily a sport that we've mastered yet. It's like no. The truth of the matter
we got our new director not happy about this.
But
I'm a swimmer.
There hasn't been, I mean, it took a while for, say, like Eldrick, Tiger Woods, another very white sport, we finally got a brother in there and he started dominating, in a few years we'll get, black people who can swim are those island-ass brothers. The motherfuckers from like Jamaica and Barbados and shit.
I beg to differ. I actually had a really good friend who was from Jamaica, and she could not swim. And I
probably just didn't want to get her wet.
I mean, I don't know, but I had to teach her a little bit. Her brother could actually, you know what? I think her brother could swim, but she wasn't that great, so she had to kind of be taught.
So Leroy sucks. He does not deserve to win.
Right.
If he had gone home, he would have deserved to go home. If Joss goes home, he deserves to go home because he gutted his team of top flight talent, dude.
Course.
He gets whatever comes to him. I'm gonna fight that pretty motherfucker.
Oh Lord, calm down. Calm down again. I do want to say, so then obviously Josh and Nani get back. So they do get back. So the U.S. gets back to the raft first. The U.S. gets to obviously solve the puzzle first. They get to go for the puzzle first. My girl Ashley, who is so smart, the riddle was, in case you don't watch the show, I am a 5-letter word. I am normally below you. If you remove my first letter, you'll find me above you. If you remove my first and second letter, you can't see me. So my freaking brilliant ass girl, Ashley, realizes that the last part, if you remove the first and second letter and you can't see me, is going to be air. She's like, that's probably air. So since they have that part, they're able to put the first 2 letters together. Polly figures it out, and it's chair. So the U.S. wins. No freaking shock there. We've been watching them win forever. And then who's our 2 slowest swimmers, or 2 slowest teams, or whatever?
Well, we got Kayleigh and Joss, and of course we got Leroy and Cam.
And everybody thinks it's going to be Leroy and Cam.
They were horrible. They were horrible. I can't say it enough. But
Kayleigh was pretty bad. I mean, they
Kayleigh
were
was
sitting there
horrible
waiting on Kayleigh.
I mean, Cara Maria was horrible also. Let's not let her slide by here. Cara Maria sucked ass as well.
Carmi was awful, and Polly was pissed.
Called her out.
If we have a pool next year, you're going to stay in that pool every damn day. You're going to learn how to swim. But you just reminded me, though, Kayleigh sucked. Joss is at the platform going, come on, Kayleigh. What did Josh do for Nani?
Oh, he dragged, and big up to Josh. Dude.
Yes, he took Nani by the best and swam with her because he knew he was a better swimmer than her. Why the fuck didn't Josh do the same thing? Why didn't any of the other guys do the same thing? They could have easily just grabbed her by her life vest and swam with her. Like, I didn't understand the concept of leaving them far behind, because now you're all the way back up here and that person's back there. You can't help them. And it's not a challenge where you can't help them get to the platform. So I just thought that was weird. Josh did what he had to do to get his team back. If Josh would have helped Kayleigh, then they probably wouldn't have been in that predicament. But they were.
Yeah, and it comes down to, again, but before we get to what happened to the losers were, I want to point out a couple things. Ashley, again, now, Ashley is someone who I talk some shit about here and there. I think sometimes I don't give her just due. Because here's the thing.
That's for sure.
It's not like she is like one of the most dominant physical competitors, but she's also never the worst, dude. It's like swims, like she swam. She was like one of the fastest.
Yeah,
swimmers.
her and Zach got fast.
Like
got back. They were
the
first
obstacle
on,
course. She's good with puzzles. Like, I gotta give.
She's great with puzzles. She's very smart.
Yeah, I gotta give credit where credit's due.
Thank you, and because I love about her too, because if you judged a book by its cover, you would, I can say this, you would maybe think she was like white trash, like redneck white trash, like this girl's the dumbest rocks or something.
Maybe, you know what? If you really think about it strategically, that's a good thing to be able to hide behind, dude. To be able to yeah, because dude, that's the thing. She's never been in a season where she didn't get far.
True. That's why I love her, even though
she's
did
never not gotten at least 3/4 of the way, and she's won a couple. She did well in the pros versus the athletes won. So again, giving credit where credit's due. Also, I got to give credit to fucking Polly. again, because he's not only playing the like politic game, but he also performs in challenge.
He does. He's
Straight
very
up.
good.
So I mean, dude, he's the player president right now, man. So we finally you do the reveal, man. I gotta have a swig of this.
So Josh and Kayleigh end up being the slowest. First of all, everyone is shocked. So, like, Leroy is probably the most shocked. He ends up crying like he always does, but he cried. I mean, he couldn't stop crying. He was like,
dude,
like hyperventilating, crying. Like, he just couldn't believe that it wasn't him. But I'm telling you, it's some of the best karma I've ever seen on this challenge. Some of the best karma I've ever seen, because he was the one who threw George in. And I love how they did the flashback where George is in the elimination, like, dude, you listen to Polly, you're playing their game, and you throw me in, and you're gonna wish one day that you hadn't thrown me in. I'm serious. Like, I was like, wow. I mean, I've got a good after observation because of that. So
I loved it. I love, like I said.
I mean, it's one of my quotes, and I hate to throw it out.
Oh yeah, we got it. Yeah.
But Josh. Was
no, don't throw it out now. Don't throw it out now. Don't throw it out now. We got to do quotes of the week.
I'll throw it in there. Gotcha.
All right.
So then we had the tribunal.
Well, yeah, but no, it's like, again, I gotta like, dude, like, it was so beautiful to see Joss get his comeuppance from playing that weak game, and Kayleigh, someone who's been like riding other people for weeks.
Yes,
so
her
bye-bye,
too.
dude.
Yes, her too. Yes, exactly. You're right. Her too.
So yeah, so I think they both got what was coming to them. So yeah, we picked the tribunal. I don't know how Ninja Nat got in there.
She just said, I want to be it. And they always let him do it. It's like if somebody speaks up first, they just give it to him.
Right. At least she picked people based on the fastest swimmers, Zach and Ashley.
She did. So, Zach and Ashley.
And then, like, afterwards, Pauly kind of saying, like,
I'm so glad you're bringing this up. He was screaming. Oh, Pauly.
I was saying, like, how Pauly, when he was talking to the three of them, saying, yeah, you guys, like, do it. Like, I'm like, what is this? Like, kind of, like, marry this backwards, like, reverse psychology.
When he was talking to the tribunal, you
guys do what
she was saying she wanted to put in Rogan because of what he did to Dee, and then he's obviously like, of course, he thinks his team's too big and he wants to put in Josh or whatever, but then he says, you know what, y'all do what you want or whatever. So, but I thought you were going to talk about Rogan scrambling to Dee. Talking about somebody working my nerves. This episode.
And he throws his best mate under the trolley. I
don't think that Joss would care.
I don't either, but it just shows what a like this dude.
He does not.
We haven't liked him from the beginning. Like,
true
neither of us has liked him from the beginning.
This is true, but he really worked my nerves.
Dude, yo.
Last night's episode was ridiculous, and he was totally scrambling, and he's like, it wasn't me, it was all the team. And Joss was the one who ended up bringing it up, and we just all went along with him. I mean, Joss is gone now, he can do that.
And he can't defend himself.
I just am so disappointed in my girl Dee for being so insecure and for just saying that, like, just going along with him. Like, she's so insecure and she likes him and she's just doing really stupid stuff. And I'm like, as a female, I have to be like, come on, Dee, like, make us look better. But
it is what it is.
I think we might have to do your favorite thing again, though.
What?
Like, check in with.
Really? Is that what we're being told?
Yeah. It's 11.
All right. Well, yeah. So let's do that. Let's take a break and check in with our sponsors. We'll be right back here on Bama and the Butterverse. Welcome back. So we get to the nominations, and I think Jordan was kind of going to be an obvious one.
Yes, for sure. I mean, of course, we know it's either going to be Jordan or Tori. But I thought it was just so stupid for Dee to speak up before she did the vote. Like, I'm sorry, I really appreciate you guys having my back, but I'm loyal to it. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
they know what you're going to do. They don't need your explanation. Right. And then, so they put Jordan in, and then Ashley and Ninja too. Like, I was like, here we go.
What, having to ask Jordan questions?
Of course,
like,
this is why men think we're so emotional and like girls can't just be like simple, whatever. She was really going to ask Jordan. Do you feel bad? Do you regret talking to us like that? Or letting? What do you think Jordan was going to say?
Right. I mean,
Jordan was
do you
like,
know
yes,
Jordan?
I'm
Right.
sorry. Like, no.
Yeah.
Zach, I love it because he's over there hating the chicks. Like,
right.
So stupid. We all know that the only reason he's in that position is because he doesn't have the numbers. He's fucking phenomenal. And I hate to say that, but the guy, Jordan,
if
it wasn't for him not having the numbers, he wouldn't have been in that position to begin with.
I'm gonna.
So, of course, it's Jordan that they vote for. And then the really quick little thing, because, they always go to the bar for some reason. This episode, they always send them to the bar in between.
Yeah.
And Leroy being so happy that he sucks, basically. Like,
that's what I was saying earlier. It's like
he's like, well, I wasn't the worst today.
He's not here to win. He's here to not lose, dude. He doesn't deserve to be here. I've been saying it all season. I love the guy. He's a great guy. He doesn't cheat. He doesn't swindle. He doesn't do any of the horrible stuff. He's just not good enough, dude. At the end of the day,
but he doesn't even care. It's like crazy.
I know. He almost openly wants to skate to a final and hope that happens to be his best day of performance ever. Because he's never shown, like, I wouldn't pick Lee, like, if I was like, you can pick one guy to be your partner in a final, like, I would never pick Leroy.
No, and nobody would
like,
either.
Yeah.
And it did show that Nani and Leroy and Cam were all kind of talking and hanging out together, and Nani was like, oh, Leroy is the happiest I've ever seen him, and...
I don't care about that. So we get to the proving ground,
elimination time.
The USA team. Again, this is kind of like he's not the worst. He's a great swimmer. Like, you're talking about Josh, them voting Josh. Oh. Yeah, no, I'm just saying he's not in the alliance though. It's like who else is going to get picked? I don't even know who else would get picked.
No, sure, he got put in because he's not.
Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of obvious.
I did think though that now was the time that they could have kind of started chopping up on that alliance. Who the fuck does Rogan have now? They could have thrown Rogan in and gotten rid of his ass.
Okay,
Who does
fair
he have
point.
now?
Very,
the numbers are already down. Holly's got the numbers on his side without Rogan, so I just kind of thought now would have been the time that he could have put Rogan in and go against Jordan and gotten rid of another Brit, but instead they throw their own person in and it's Josh.
So now, the interesting thing is, so they picked Josh, but now when they first got there, dude, and so the proving ground, the game is called End of the Rope, and you can see it's a rope pulling thing. Did you notice at all Jordan's body language when he saw that it was a pulling thing?
Well, he spoke it. He talked about it in the confessional or whatever.
But before he even talked about it, just like it was like he knows he's really good, but he also has this handicap.
That's right.
And
it was the most I'd ever heard him talk about that, like, you know what I mean? Like,
he was like a little like deflated when they got there.
Yeah, he's like, can I have something where I don't need both hands and both forearms? And
but nevertheless, so we get to it, and it's basically like like I said, end of the rope, and it's like they both have a rope, but it goes in the ground. You're trying to it's like basically like tug of war.
It's 100 feet of rope.
But they're also on a little platform, so if you get your guy off the platform...
Well, they pull it, and then it gets tight. And at that point, you've either got to pull the entire rope onto your side, or you have to get the other person to fall off. Either or gets you a point, basically.
Right.
And you got to do it 3 times. So I was like, damn it, she's like 2 out of 3. But this time, it was like, you got to do it 3 times in order to win. I knew it was going to be a good challenge because there were still like 15 or 20 minutes left, and they usually don't have that much time going on,
Yeah.
So I was like, this is going to be a good one. But boy, oh boy, Jordan... I'm gonna let you talk about it because I know you were like,
man,
just
dude,
his brain is also.
It's incredible.
I would have never thought about any of that shit,
dude. Jordan has always had a very inflated sense of self. I've felt, and we've talked about it
and it's
throughout
like,
the
damn it,
season.
maybe he does have a reason to be cocky.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, to go into a guy who not only has him physically beat in terms of just basic
Josh is
brawn,
huge, yeah.
but again, he has two hands also to pull on the rope.
Jordan does not. He's got one hand, and the other hand, like, kind of helps him. Like, I mean, it was just crazy because right off the bat, he's like, I have to figure out what is he doing that I can see. And so he basically figures out Josh's move, what his body does before he's going to make a big move.
This is big time. This is like the next level of sport where
I
it's
think
not
so
just
too.
about.
Like, I was so like blown away. Like, I was like, I guess he's kind of maybe had to do that so he does go above us. Like, he thinks a step ahead of everyone else because he's probably always kind of had to do that.
Yeah,
to
I
get
mean,
through
you know,
life.
that's, you know, a lot of times that's what pro athletes do. He takes it to that level of pro athletics where it's like, okay, it's like a boxer. I notice when he jabs every time he dips to his left first. I can catch him. It's like you start watching patterns. Kobe Bryant talks about it.
Yeah.
He always takes two dribble and turns left. Two dribble. So what if I interrupt him in between the first and second dribble?
Yeah. I mean, Jordan it was just like, wow. So the first time, that's basically what he did. He realized that anytime he's going to make a big move, something happens with his hands. So once he saw him do that, he was able to make him lose his balance. And
By
letting go of the rope. Like, and Josh was even saying that, where he's like, every time I thought that I was going to get somewhere, he starts loosening up. So then it's like, you know, obviously he's about to fall. So he gets the first one. Then the second round, he kind of, I guess, maybe that strategy wasn't working as much. So he goes, oh, I'm going to make him think I'm about to fall. So he goes onto one foot.
Right. So
that Josh thinks, oh, this will be easy. He's on one foot. I'll get him. And then as soon as he starts doing it, he lets go of the rope. He falls again. And third time, same thing. He made the guy fall every single freaking time.
It was brilliant.
Even our girl back here is like, she's so stunned because
that's impressive.
If she had seen it, she would have been like, wow, just like
it was really kind of like, again, the guy has
Josh has so much like his height, his size, his two hands. Because, you know, something I didn't think about until this happened was that because he doesn't have the hand, his forearm also is not fully developed. Like, he doesn't have a really strong forearm because he's not able to work it out and shit.
Right.
And that's not something I ever thought about before. I thought, oh, he just doesn't have a hand. But he also doesn't have this like most normal people do as well.
Right. It was, I mean, like I was going to say.
And they were both covered in sweat.
Oh, yeah, drenched.
Like, Jordan even said that. He's like, we are both like, the clothes, everything drenched.
Not only do I feel it was one of the top performances of this season, it might have been one of the top performances of any season, and even CT. Like, when CT says something, like, he's impressed.
Polly says it every time. He goes, dude, I cannot. Like, I think they should be best friends because they're very similar.
I know.
And they would dominate.
I bet.
They would dominate the
Oh my god! Can you imagine it? Oh my gosh, dude!
It'd be game over.
So yeah, I got to give big props, and I'm going to talk about him.
I got a quote about that. I got a quote about this. TJ did a good quote.
But before we get to that, I want to talk about Josh finally going home because I talked a lot early in the season about he will not last 3 episodes, and I was super wrong. Obviously.
And to be honest, this season made me start liking him.
Dude, thank you. Oh my gosh.
Who thought that could happen?
I can't. His emotionality aside, he came to play the right way. He wanted to compete. He wanted to keep it. Let's all stay together. And he's not a terrible competitor. He swam strong. He pulled Nani this week.
Yeah, he was good to Nani.
And he was good point. He was good to her as well. Dude. So yeah, Josh, you know what? Like, I was a hater all season, but you kind of, and he lasted longer than a lot of big names this season. West, Johnny Bananas, Laurel Stuckey. He outlasted.
For real.
He lasted almost
without having the alliance, without having the numbers.
So now let's get to the quotes of the week. Quotes of the week. That's our new segment that we started last week. This is the official first week.
Yeah, like
we had time to prepare. Let's get to the quotes of the week.
So Jordan, when they were in the challenge, I thought it was really funny when they saw that like Leroy and Cam were sucking it up. Jordan goes, "Holy shit, Dee ain't the worst swimmer in the house."
True indeed.
She wasn't. She
True
obviously wasn't.
indeed.
Josh said, this goes back, he goes, "I would have loved to have swam with Jenny or Georgia," as he's bawling, crying. Like, I really would have loved to have swam with either one of them today. And I threw both of them in the fucking elimination.
Dumb
Of course, Rogan's sitting there after he bamboozles Dee, like, "It wasn't me. I didn't come up with the idea." He's like, "She might be a little blinded by love." "You think, you dumbass?" Like, well, of course she is. I did love when Jordan called Rogan Rogie.
Oh yeah, I was like, "You gotta come down here, Rogie." Like, what I was like, is that? I've never heard anyone.
Because I do that. Like, I add E to people's last names, like name. Like, we have a friend Sean, and I call him Shawnee and stuff. So I thought that was funny.
Weird shit.
But that's where I was gonna say though, Jordan, when he saw the tug of war, he talked about like a rope and 2 platforms. "Buddy, I'm down a whole hand. Like, how am I gonna do this?" Tori was funny when she was talking about if Jordan doesn't come back. She said, "I'm putting ketchup in everyone's bed and I'm shitting in someone's pillow."
Yeah.
She is not right. I'm shitting in someone's pillow.
Ruthless.
And then when Jordan won, TJ always is like, good challenge, good, competition. And after Josh left, he goes, I have to say it was a really great elimination because that's the polite thing to do. But Jordan, you smoked his ass. And I was like, it's true. He really kind of did.
Yeah, all right. Quotes of the week. Let's get an MVP and LVP. MVP.
I mean, come on. It's got to be Jordan.
All right. Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, it's no Jordan. Yeah.
LVP. Who do you got?
I say fucking D. Because Dee is disappointing me so much with how she's handling this
like behind the scenes stuff.
Of course, she's being so weak. Like, I get it. We've all done it. I've done it. Like, I get it. We all get blinded by love. We love our little boys and stuff. But my gosh, when she goes back and sees this, now that she's watching it, I can't wait to see how she feels now. Like, once we see it, once we come back to him. But yeah, she's my LVP.
All right, my LVP is Joss, who got what he deserved, who got his comeuppance. He can go and, have his beard trimmed now and get some new eyeliner or whatever, like a pretty boy like that does. Go back in the UK, man. Get gone, bruh. I mean, and the great thing is, Josh is a tough competitor. He has done well. Like, he's made it to a final, whatever.
Of course.
But he got punked by playing someone else's game. Yeah, and it cost him, and that's what should happen.
And hopefully they go back and they learn from their mistakes.
All right. So final takeaways. You got anything?
Sure do.
All right.
I think the reunion is going to be so much fun.
Oh, wow.
Especially with Georgia and Kayleigh. Like, I can't wait till Georgia gets to rub it in their face. Joss and Kayleigh, she's going to, that shit's going to come up. Like, "Oh, how do you feel now? You threw me in, and then you had to swim with Kayleigh, and you went home." So I think the reunion's going to be so much fun when we see how everybody feels.
Like Brother Malcolm talking about the chickens coming home to roost.
One thing that I did notice, I probably oh gosh, I noticed that I've never noticed this before, but I have a thing about butts. Guys and girls, I like butts. And when Jordan was walking away from the nominations, he has no butt. Like, I didn't realize, but he doesn't have much of a butt at all.
What?
I know. I shouldn't have talked about that, but and then again, it just happened to come up because Rogan is now the last Brit. They have literally one Brit.
Decimated. That team is decimated and destroyed.
One Brit, so it's definitely gonna be an American to win, and then I think
it's already over.
And I think Cara and Polly's game is gonna come back to bite them in their ass now.
Ooh, wow, she's coming with some power over here. I got a couple, and I'm also coming with power. I only have really one final takeaway, and it's about Jordan Wisely. We've been talking about I mean, you know what? Because I looked at his record. And, I actually looked at an article talking about whether Jordan and Tori are the best couple ever on the challenge. And when you look at both track records, they might be. The only other competitors that, were kind of in the same realm were CT and DM, who had a great season together, which they didn't even win. And then Brad and Tori,
Brad and Tori, though, I think that,
But Jordan and Tori did back-to-back weeks of striving towards legend status in this show.
Sure did,
I mean,
because
super
they're going to keep
impressive.
going into elimination.
And I want to point out Jordan's record. He's been on 4 seasons so far, not including this season.
That's it?
This is his 5th season. He's been on 4. Oh. He's won 3 of the seasons that he's been on.
The one hand.
He's been in 8 eliminations. He's won 7 of them.
Damn.
The only one he lost was one, and I remember this, it was against Johnny Bananas, and it was one where they literally had to climb to the top of this wall by punching out through wood and to make their hand footholds. And again, he has only one hand, right? So Jordan Wisely, I think, is right on the precipice. It's only because he's only been in 4 seasons so far that he's not already...
I really thought he had been in more. That's crazy.
Yeah, but he's won 3, and he's obviously still in the game, and he has performed well. And so, yeah,
and
big ups.
Keeps
big
going.
ups to Jordan Wisely. Him and Tori, maybe the greatest couple ever. Jordan, right about to be on the Mount Rushmore, I would say, of the challenge. So, next week... I think we're about to really get exciting now.
Yeah, I think hopefully now, like, I saw Tori and Jordan were talking to CT, and I was thinking maybe they're finally trying to get him to kind of side with them, come on their side. Like, let's see what we can do.
We'll see.
To get away from these numbers.
Well, but I mean, the big deal is that, like, at the end, it's like this. They're gonna do nominations.
First of all, why do they keep having water challenges? So the challenge again is water. Remember, it was the bucket over water.
Oh yeah.
And I saw Leroy. That's his thing. So he goes tumbling. I couldn't tell who the girl was with him, but yeah, of course. So then TJ tells us that a female has to be nominated right then
now,
and
there, and then that's the last nomination before the final. So we are right on. We're coming down to the wire. So
coming down to the end.
Very exciting. So. That has been another episode of Bama and the Butterverse. And now I want to point out something, some very, very incredible breaking news.
What?
Hello, you're in on this, fool. The show to be named later, the former after show, is coming up next with a very special guest host, ladies and gentlemen. Someone we've been trying to get in front of the camera for a while now.
She's a little nervous.
It's about to happen, people. You got to give it up for our girl. She's about to sit in the hot seat for the after show. So come back and peep game. In the meantime, I want to give it up. Well, first I want to give it up to our new, at least for the next couple of weeks, our new director and producer, Jamie Hagan, ladies and gentlemen. And again, she's going to be about to sit in the hot seat. And of course, our executive producer, Lisa Welch, our other director producer, Ben Imperato. We also got to give it up to our people. Imperato,
we'll just call him what we want.
Yeah, Imperato. What'd I say? Imperato, the Emperor of Maine. I don't know.
It's a pretty sweet last name.
It is, Imperato. For Bam and the Butterverse, tune in back here next week. We're coming down to the wire.
Keep watching.
It's about to get exciting.
Subscribing, sharing.
Yes. And don't forget, we got some very big people coming up for our last episode, so it's going to be exciting.
Yes.
For Kristi Yard, I've been JD Butter. Tune in next for the after show. Bam and the Butterverse. Peace.